On today's show, we'll tell you why Jalen Hurts was unfairly deceived by the Jets.
Let's go. Roll the intro.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today. And of course, the top story is us. Huge viral video we put out last week about the Cowboys. Total TikTok and Instagram domination.
Yeah, that's what we call influencing.
Yeah, take note, people. Anyway,
that's how you do it.
Talking about domination, Tony, Phillies continue their postseason domination. And, we'll tell you exactly why all these idiots out there have been proven wrong.
Yeah, they can now shut up forever.
Yeah, and on the subject of idiots, people claiming Dak Prescott is good because the Cowboys beat the Chargers.
Yeah, we're going to charge them with stupidity.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, as we said up top, we're going to defend the Eagles after a shocking and totally unfair loss to the Jets. And we're going to discuss that all with our guest. He's a former Cowboys QB who, like Dak Prescott, knows exactly what it's like to totally suck in Dallas. And, we're going to get his so-called valuable insight or whatever. He's a former NFL QB, once led the Patriots to the Super Bowl, but... then he lost, so he kind of discredits that whole season there.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's all for
Drew
nothing.
Bledsoe will be joining us again.
And he drew the wrong day to come back on this show.
Yeah, but on that note, it's always a great day to support our sponsor, our good friends at Old El Paso. Do you only eat American food? Well, then it's time to expand your horizons, you lazy f***.
Yeah. I love sampling food from around the world, and so does my Aunt Marie and her boyfriend Nunzio. He told me that my aunt makes the best Mexican food. Just the other day, he told me there's nothing he enjoys more than opening up her taco and filling it with hot beef. And you know what? Let's just keep moving. Let's keep moving. Anyway, visit your local grocer today. Ask them for Old El Paso taco shells, the only taco shells approved by Paulie and Tony. Yeah, another check in the mail.
There we go. All right, Tony, a lot to get to, so let's get right into our top story.
Top story.
All right, first out the gate, of course, the Phillies continue to destroy and humiliate their opponents.
Yeah.
In fact, Tony, in Citizens Bank, the team has the single greatest home field winning percentage ever recorded in baseball history. But, this is no surprise to us, Tony. And in fact, it's a credit to the fans, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the intimidation factor. The Phillies have the greatest home field advantage because opposing players are clearly terrified to play there. For years, people criticized Philly fans and claimed that all the verbal abuse, spitting, threats of physical violence, actual physical violence, battery throwing, fire starting, and assaulting of police horses was bad behavior. But this just proves that the behavior was in fact strategic and highly reasonable.
Great insight, Tony. And now moving to the NFL and the Eagles' shocking upset loss to the Jets. And, of course, the story from the game, Jalen Hurts throwing 3 interceptions. But, Tony, when you break this down, it's very easy to see what went wrong here.
100%. The problem here is the Eagles and Jets were both wearing green helmets. Well, how was Jalen Hurts supposed to tell the difference? It's confusing. The Jets were basically camouflaged as Eagles. If the Jets had to wear, orange helmets, the Eagles would have won by 50.
Such terrific analysis, Tony. And, another angle here is that, people are saying that it's somehow bad that the Eagles are 5-1 and no longer undefeated. But, Tony, if you know anything about football, the last thing you want to be is undefeated. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's terrible to be undefeated. Just look at the Miami Dolphins. In 1972, they went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. And since then, the organization has been terrible. Because now, no matter what they do, it won't be good enough. You have to think, If they had just gone, 9-7 that season, they probably would have had at least 2-3 more Super Bowls by now.
True. And one last news item considering the Eagles, of course, the big news, they picked up legendary receiver Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Now, people are saying that at age 34, Julio Jones is over the hill. But, Tony, these people don't know what they're talking about, do they?
Not at all. What is the one thing you need an NFL player to be? Rested.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Julio Jones hasn't played all season. Meanwhile, all these other young receivers are already banged up and basically ruined. In fact, when I made my available receivers list at the start of the week, it went number 1, Julio Jones, number 2, Chad Ochocinco, and number 3, a tie between Terrell Owens and Isaac Bruce.
Terrific analysis once again, Tony. And now staying in the division, Cowboys fans are already back on the Dak Prescott train after he beat the Chargers 20-17. But Tony, you look at all the quarterbacks Dak has beaten this season. They've all been injured, right?
Absolutely. Just look at this list. Every team they've beaten has an injured QB. Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Achilles.
Yup.
Chargers, Justin Herbert, broken finger.
Yup.
Patriots, Mac Jones, blurred vision.
Yup.
And Giants, Daniel Jones, completely unusable body.
Can't argue with that. And to another struggling QB, you also can't argue that it was a terrible week for Brock Purdy. Not only did he lose his first complete NFL game, but he suffered the ultimate humiliation, of course, losing to the Browns.
Nothing
and Tony,
worse.
We've seen this before, haven't we? A QB who hides behind a big winning streak and then gets totally exposed. Of course, I'm talking about Tim Tebow. And when you look at the stats, you can see that Purdy is now statistically worse than Tebow. Isn't that right?
Yup. When comparing quarterbacks, people always look at their career numbers, but that's wrong. It's too much information.
Yep.
To get an accurate assessment, you have to look at how both QBs fared in the exact same week.
Yep.
Week 6 of their second NFL season. In Week 6, Brock Purdy had a measly 44% completion percentage.
Oof.
But that same week, Tebow had a much more impressive 48% completion percentage. Purdy only threw for 125 yards.
Oof.
Tebow threw for a relatively massive 165 yards.
Yep.
And what's the most important stat for a QB? Rushing yards. Yup. Tebow crushed him in that category 59-7. So as you can see, Tim Tebow was the better quarterback at the exact same point in his career.
Just amazing Pulitzer-worthy analysis there, Tony. And we're gonna keep the conversation going because I see our guest coming on the line. So let's bring him on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
All right, this guy, considered to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Not by us, but by some other people who don't know that much about football, 4-time Pro Bowler, led the Patriots to the Super Bowl in 1996, but then they lost to the Packers, so unfortunately wound up meaning, totally nothing.
Exactly.
He also played for the Bills and Cowboys, which we'll get into anyway. Let's just get him in here. Drew Bledsoe, welcome back to the show.
What's happening, fellas? Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And when I say good, that's as nice as I'm going to be. You know how I actually really feel.
Oh, we're going to start like this? Okay.
He's already sweating, Tony.
Yeah, I am.
He feels the blitz coming. The Paulie and Tony blitz is coming.
I had to go work out some aggression because I knew I was going to have to jump on with you two. So I got my work in already. Now I'm ready. I'm ready.
Don't
Let's
worry,
go.
this is going to be work for us.
Yeah.
All right, here, let's just get into it. All right, as you know, Drew, the Eagles lost to the Jets on Sunday, all right? Jalen Hurts, 3 picks, and it's very clear to see
misleading.
Why. It's the uniform colors. Both teams, they're wearing green helmets. The Jets, they're basically out there camouflaged as the Eagles. As a quarterback, don't you think it's confusing? I mean, when you were on the Patriots, you're playing the Bills who also wear red, white, and blue. Didn't you get confused?
You know what? It's a valid point, man. You know, you go out there and you run around and you got very similar colors, and yeah, that can be frustrating. There's no question. Pretty surprising game, though. I got to be honest. It was like, shoot, man, the Niners and the Eagles go down in the same weekend. I don't know. Anybody that's in one of the fiver pools is dead now.
Well, the Niners went down because they suck, but the Eagles got tricked because the other team wore camouflage.
Don't you think that the Jets should have been forced to wear, like, you know, orange or maybe yellow, you know, make it more distinctive?
I think so. I mean, I think it's, you know, we almost to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Maybe they could have worn on, you know, all pink. That would have been way more fair.
Great point. There you go. We're off to a good start here.
Right. You know, he's trying. Okay. But, you know, just, you know, on the subject of Jalen Hurts, you know, Drew, as a QB, you know, you were known for your arm. But, you know, you look at Jalen Hurts, the success he's having. Does that make you regret, you know, not being more mobile, you know, just kind of standing around like a Frankenstein back there?
Yeah, I like what you did there. Yeah, did you pull a muscle trying to use that big word, immobile?
Aren't you the same guy who pulled a muscle and let the Patriots win the Super Bowl? Yeah, you know about
a good point. That was Desmond Howard's fault, by the way. Oh. Yeah, no, Jalen.
Different
that
Super
guy.
Bowl, but okay.
I'll be serious for 1 minute with you morons. Jalen Hurts is a guy that I have so much respect for. And you know, off the field is a rock star of a human.
Kiss that ass. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I really love the way that he's playing, because he's throwing the ball really well. And,
all right, we know this already. Come on.
He's a force of nature. So all right, now we
have two eyes. Go. Were you going to say something there? That was a bunch of we already know.
Let me be honest. I could have run more. So that was a conscious decision. You know, I'm actually really, really fast. I just never really showed it off.
No, well, not mentally. I mean, come on. You did you see your tape? I mean, you were about as mobile as a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't really have any defense there, guys. So you know what? Yeah, I can't.
Well, you didn't have much offense either, so you know you pretty much fucked out. Well,
so
let's move on.
Let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk Cowboys here. You know, you did have some success in your career with the Patriots and the Bills. Then you went to Dallas and you kind of sucked. So what happens in Dallas that just causes QBs to suck?
Great question.
Well, I do recall fairly clearly beating the Birds up there in Philly very late in the game.
Oh, no. Hold on just a moment. Let's just clear the air here.
There was another game where we kicked your ass down in Dallas. But I know we don't want to talk about that.
No. What we want to talk about is your lifetime record against the Eagles. What is that number, Drew?
I don't know. At least we won a couple.
Exactly. And then you lost 3. 2 and 3.
Wow. You're on your way to 4, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys, it was interesting, you know, growing up on the West Coast, I had a whole bunch of buddies that were 49ers fans. And so when I joined the Cowboys, they're like, man, I don't know if we can even cheer for you. I mean, we've known you since we were 12 years old, and I guess we can kind of try to cheer for you. But, man, when people hate the Cowboys, they really hate the Cowboys.
Well, that is something that we can bond about. You know, but Tony had a great question there. You know, the Cowboys, they always seem to have, you know, mediocre or just total dog piss QBs. You know, you were among those. Why are the Cowboys so bad at judging quarterbacks? What is their problem there?
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's been some good guys in there. You know, you go back to Staubach, you go back to Aikman.
Yeah, like there have been good presidents. You know, Ronald Reagan. Exactly. Dwight Eisenhower, good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, well, Dak's starting to look better. He had a nice game the other day against the Chargers. So, you know, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Do you notice that Dak, he's only beaten injured quarterbacks this year? You know, you look at Justin Herbert, broken hand. Mac Jones, you know, he's got blurred vision. Aaron Rodgers out for the year, you know. And Daniel Jones, completely unusable body. Doesn't that take away, as a quarterback, doesn't that take away from a win when you know you beat someone who's basically infirmed?
Well, I mean, let's not pick on the handicapped. I mean, I'm on with you two morons. So,
you're going to start, huh?
Yeah, we're going to handicap you. Don't worry.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm with two mentally handicapped people, and I just don't think that lowers the value of this.
Don't worry. When I break those 2 wine bottles behind you over your head.
Yeah, over your head.
You'll have some trouble thinking then. But, on that note, let's give you a little IQ test here, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think Dak couldn't get the Cowboys to the Super Bowl?
I think that's a possibility, especially if that defense keeps playing the way they are. Their defensive front and that's the quarterback's very best friend. You got an offense and defensive line, and man, all of a sudden playing quarterback gets a lot easier.
No, actually, Dak's best friend is his travel agent. Isn't that right, Tony? Just break down the numbers there.
The average Super Bowl ticket is around $8,000, Drew. So with transportation and lodging, it's around $600,000 for Dak to take the team to the Super Bowl, which he can easily afford given his bad, very overvalued contract.
Seems like a Super Bowl lock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good math. I'm impressed that you're able to pull that off. Yeah, we'll see.
Another line like that, and I'll pull you off the show.
Yup.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move to your former coach there, who wisely got rid of you, Bill Belichick. Obviously he's having a rough season, right?
Yeah, not good.
But, Drew, let's take a moment here. Don't you think it's so sad how his legacy is now ruined? I mean, now
gone.
when people think about Belichick, they don't think about the Super Bowls. They think about him being 1-5 and having lost to pathetic teams like the Saints and Raiders. It's just, isn't it so sad that that's his legacy now?
Yeah, that's really terrible that, only 6 Super Bowl wins and, 20-something straight years of playoffs.
Yeah, but we don't, that's overshadowed.
Yeah, what Super Bowl wins? I don't even remember those.
Right.
I remember getting blanked by the Saints.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's tragic that the 20-some year run of unprecedented success and victories just is completely forgotten now forever.
I know, so sad.
It is sad. Yeah. So you agree. Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tragic.
Yeah. All right. I can't tell if he's being serious or not.
I sense a hint of sarcasm.
I think he may have taken a swig out of those bottles behind him. All right, but hold on. Look, moving to more of a sports media topic, you may have seen this, Drew. Pat McAfee, he's a sports talk show host in the business, competing with us, not winning, but trying.
Yeah.
He's been taking shots, and rightly so, because it's been revealed that he pays guests big money to come on his show, which is just pathetic. On this show, we have high moral character and journalistic integrity. We would never stoop so low.
Yep.
As a guest yourself, don't you think it's so much better that you don't get paid to do this?
Well, I have one comment, and then one. Geez, man, I'm starting to talk like you guys. One comment. I have one comment, and then
we have Elmer Fudd on the show right now. Yeah,
I do think that that's totally, despicable that he would pay people to come on his show.
Exactly.
And then my question is, do you have his number and a way to get a hold of him?
Oh, you're going to try to use us to get to him?
You know what number I have? I have a number for you. That's 0. The amount of seconds you have left on the show.
I got a number for you. It's called 1-800 off the show.
You're out of here. You're out of here.
You're off the show.
I'd pay you to leave.
See ya.
Get out of here. Not even going to pay you to do that. You're 2-3. Now you're 2-4 against the Eagles, bro.
See ya.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the phone.
We are never having that clown on this show again. Ever.
Yeah. My ears bled so after listening to him talk.
Great one, Tony. And, let's not let him ruin, which was a bang-up show all around.
Exactly.
Of course, we want to thank our good friends at Old El Paso. And
thank you. You kidding me?
If it's someone who I'd like to passo over.
Producer Jay, leave us alone.
Corrections.
What? Hurry up.
First, you said the Chargers lost to the Cowboys because Justin Herbert has a broken finger.
Yeah, bro.
Clearly.
The finger is on his non-throwing hand, so it wouldn't affect how he passes.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'd love to see you pass away.
Yeah, here's a finger in my non-throwing hand. There you go.
Oh!
Boom. You're
Great
done.
One, Tony, the
Let's
finger.
get out of here. No more.
Second.
Why? Hurry up.
You said the Dolphins were terrible after the 72 season. when they went undefeated.
Yeah,
Just
bro, they
terrible,
suck.
bro.
Yeah.
The next season, 1973, the Dolphins won the Super Bowl. But I guess you conveniently forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, well, after the show, we're going to conveniently forget where we dumped your body.
Yeah, you're going to be sleeping next to a dolphin tonight if you catch my drift. Boom!
Oh,
you're going to take
down,
a sleep
bro.
under the sea.
Great
You're
one,
done.
Tony.
You're finished.
No.
Let's get out of here.
You know, something I didn't mention last week. You said the author of the book, The Art of War, was Shang Tsung.
Yeah, good book, bro.
He was a great man, bro.
Yeah.
The author's name is Sun Tzu. Shang Tsung is a character in the video game Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to bring you to the zoo as food.
Yeah, you remind me of Sub-Zero, because that's the number of girls that you get. Boom! You're done.
Great one,
He
Tony.
said,
Got him.
Paulie.
Oh, but
He's so...
get this, people. Booked and confirmed for next week. Just came through. Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend Nick Foles will be
Wow,
here.
that's huge.
Don't forget,
Great news.
Visit our merch store and buy up all
Buy
that
all the
stuff.
merch.
We got
Buy it all.
logos, everything you need. Catchphrases, mugs,
Everything.
it's all over the place. You know,
All the stuff
subscribe,
you want.
Follow us on TikTok where we are just blowing up as usual.
Yup.
And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.